Imagine if you could close your eyes, wish for a Tesla, and bam, it is in your driveway faster than you can say, Elon's got jokes. Now imagine that instead of a Tesla, you accidentally manifest your neighbor's 12 cats. Congratulations, your brain's Wi-Fi is connected to the wrong frequency. Welcome to manifestation, where you either become a millionaire or you become one with the cats. Either way, it all starts in your brain. That pink, wrinkly walnut you are carrying around in your skull is not just for remembering your Netflix password. It is literally the command center of your reality. And yes, science says so, not just your yoga instructor named Starfire who smells like sage and regret. So let us dive into this magical science soup called manifestation. Stir it with a neuron, spice it with dopamine, and serve it with a generous drizzle of quantum possibility. Spoiler alert, your brain is not just passively reacting to the world, it is actively creating it, like a 3D printer with trauma and ambition. Let us start with your brain's most underappreciated party planner, the Reticular Activating System, or RAS, which sounds like a Marvel villain but is actually your internal Google filter. Say you are thinking about buying a red car, and suddenly red cars are everywhere. You are not being stalked by Toyotas. You just activated your RAS, which now highlights anything that matches what you are focused on. Basically, your brain is like, oh, red cars? Bet. Here is 57 of them in a single trip to Aldi. This is the first scientific clue that manifestation is not just woo-woo nonsense. It is attention-based neurofiltering. Your brain is deciding what to show you based on what you believe is important. It is like reality has been Netflixed by your focus, and whatever you binge-watch mentally, the algorithm just gives you more of it. You think about success? Your brain highlights opportunities. You think you are a failure? Your brain pulls up receipts from middle school gym class. But wait, it gets weirder. Meet the prefrontal cortex, your brain's CEO, in charge of goal setting, decision-making, and overthinking every text message you have ever sent. This shiny piece of gray matter helps create a mental picture of what you want. And when you visualize clearly and repeatedly, your prefrontal cortex starts treating that vision like a mission. It recruits your subconscious to start connecting the dots and aligning your behavior, even if you are not consciously aware of it. Basically, your brain becomes your unpaid intern, grinding behind the scenes to make your vision real. Now let us talk about mirror neurons. These little creeps fire when you watch someone else do something, like they are playing pretend inside your skull. Ever watched a motivational video and suddenly felt like you could run a marathon, write a novel, and build a shed out of emotional trauma? That is mirror neurons at work, simulating what you see and prepping your brain for action. When you surround yourself with people, images, or thoughts that reflect success, your brain starts acting like it is already successful. It is the psychological version of fake it until you make it, minus the Instagram filters and unpaid credit card bills. And what about emotion? Oh yes, the spice rack of the brain. Neuroscience shows that strong emotions turbocharge your memories and learning. When you imagine something vividly with emotion, your brain creates stronger neural connections. It does not know the difference between imagining and experiencing. So if you visualize that dream job and feel the joy of getting it, your brain starts encoding it as real. Your neurons are like, well, we cried, so it must have happened. Let us rewire accordingly. This is where your friend dopamine shows up. That feel-good chemical is released not just when you achieve something, but when you anticipate it. The moment you start to imagine something exciting, dopamine gives you a hit like a Vegas slot machine. Ding, ding, ding. You just tricked your brain into motivation mode. Suddenly, you are doing things that align with your vision because your brain is chasing another hit of future success. This is manifestation with scientific receipts. Less fairy dust, more neurotransmitters. Let us not forget neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and rewire based on what you focus on. Every time you think a thought, you reinforce that neural pathway, like carving a mental hiking trail with your beliefs. Think, I am a failure enough times, and your brain builds a smooth 6-lane freeway to disappointment. But start saying, I always find a way. and eventually that becomes your neural default. You are not lying to yourself. You are remodeling your inner architecture like a brainy version of HGTV. Now here is the twist. This whole process works both ways. Manifesting success? Fantastic. But if you are manifesting disaster by obsessing over worst-case scenarios, your brain is still listening. It does not care if it is good or bad, it just cares what you feed it. Garbage in, garbage out, or in this case, fear in, anxiety out, followed by sleepless nights and 3 therapy apps. And for the skeptics in the back yelling, but what about reality? Yes, external reality exists, but what you notice, how you respond, and what you do about it are all shaped by your internal reality. If your brain thinks something is important, it will find it. It is like those people who can smell drama from 3 rooms away. Their brain is tuned to gossip FM. Your brain is constantly scanning for signals that match your dominant focus. You are not just observing life, you are co-producing it, like an executive producer who also cries during the show. So what is the takeaway here? Manifestation is not magic, it is mental mechanics. It is about training your brain to focus on what you want, believe it is possible, visualize it vividly, feel it emotionally, and act like it is already yours. That activates the RAs, recruits the prefrontal cortex, fires up the mirror neurons, floods you with dopamine, and rewires your neural pathways. The result? Your behavior changes, your choices change, and reality starts looking suspiciously like your vision board. But here is the secret sauce: consistency. One day of manifesting is like doing 1 push-up and expecting abs. Your brain needs repetition to rewire. Think of your goals like plants. You cannot just scream abundance at a flower pot once and expect a money tree. You have to water it, nurture it, and not dig it up every 5 minutes to see if it is working. Trust the process, or at least trust the brain science that says the process works. Oh, and here is a pro tip straight from the neuroscientific playbook: gratitude. When you practice gratitude, your brain releases serotonin and dopamine, making you feel good, which makes you more likely to keep doing things that make you feel good. Gratitude literally trains your brain to see the positive, which reinforces your belief that good things are possible, which makes your brain filter for even more good things. Boom. Positive feedback loop. Manifestation level. Jedi. And yes, you can turbocharge the whole thing by journaling, meditating, and acting as if. But the real key is understanding that your brain is not some neutral sponge. It is an active sculptor, carving your reality from the marble of your thoughts, emotions, and attention. You are not just thinking about your future. You are rehearsing for it. Every thought is a rehearsal. So make sure you are rehearsing for the life you actually want and not the blooper reel version. So to wrap this all up before your prefrontal cortex taps out from joy, manifestation is real, but not in the Harry Potter wand-waving sense. It is real in the your brain is filtering reality based on what you believe and expect sense. You have the power to literally change how your brain sees the world, which changes how you act in it, which changes what happens next. Your reality is not just something you live in, it is something you build with every single thought. So maybe think wisely, or at least think on purpose. Your neurons are listening. And if your neurons just had a mic drop moment, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button like your RAS depends on it. Drop a comment telling us what wild thing you are manifesting next, and smash that like button harder than a dopamine spike after good news. This is XQ, quick, funny explanations, where brains get smarter and funnier in under 10 minutes. Until next time, go manifest something glorious, and remember, your brain is basically the universe's 3D printer. Try not to print another cat.